Hello and welcome back to today's Parent with Nancy White. I'm Nancy White, and my next guest is actually the subject of a new documentary. It's called Big Boys Can Cheer Too. And this documentary is something I really wanted to discuss on the show because gender roles are often, I get questions all the time about them, so he's going to let us know how men, and men of all sizes, can get into cheerleading and can be successful.
I am standing here on Rue Saint Catherine in Montreal, lucky to be interviewing the tallest man in the world. His name is Roman.
Hello, how are you?
Roman, I am 6 feet 2.
Yeah.
How tall are you?
I am 8.9 meters tall.
I saw this documentary and I was just moved to tears. Tell me, what was the most emotionally challenging part of it?
Well, it was the whole aspect of creating something that would come from my heart.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? I was so impressed with your physical skill. You're an acrobat. I mean, I can't do half of what you can do.
I can't help it. I'm totally an athlete. And, I work out every day. I exercise, I stretch, and you know what? I don't get a physique like this just by doing nothing all day.
Well, exactly. I always stress the importance of physical activity with children. And since this is a parenting show, how do you feel? I get a lot of fathers that come on and are so depressed when they hear, oh, my son wants to be a dancer, my son wants to be a cheerleader. What's your message to fathers in specific?
I hear that all the time. I say, get off the pot here. You have a kid who's interested in being around other girls. There's nothing wrong with that. You dance, you automatically get right in with the ladies.
Oh, yeah. So how long have you been dancing for?
At least 6 months.
6 months?
6 months.
Wow.
Wow. Shows, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
It was through your hard work, all of you, that we were able to get here and win this election and put me into Parliament. This is a great time for our country. It was Sir John A. Macdonald who once said, "Be one with the grand latte." And what he meant was that we should all drink from the great drink of this country. Just sip in all the flavors and aromas of Canada. And that's what we'll do once we're sworn into office.
For years and years, my whole body would be well scratched except for my back until I found this wonderful, wonderful back scratcher. With it and all of its hairs, if you want to call them, I can swing it over my back and scratch places I could never scratch before. And so I go through life, I go through the day, a wonderfully scratched individual.
Tell the people of Montreal what it is that you like to eat to make you big.
I eat lots of poutine, and I eat lots and lots of strawberries mixed with my poutine, strawberry poutine.
There you have it. You like to mix the strawberry. In French, we say des fraises avec his poutine.
Since purchasing this product, my cat has had absolutely no more hairballs. And I will say this in all honesty, it's unbelievable, but there's something about it, the way that they chew on it. And I never thought it would work. I never thought it would work, but I will be the first person to say, if you have a cat and you have problems with cat vomit in your house, buy one. Because it works.
Out of everybody here, the person that I need to thank the most is my campaign manager, Joe. Joe told me several words of advice the first day of the campaign. I was nervous. I wasn't sure how we were going to win this election. But then Joe put his hand on my shoulder and he looked me in the eye and he said, "The cat came back the very next day." And that told me that we could come back. It didn't matter what our numbers were in the polls. We could come back and we could take this election from the Prime Minister. And we did. And look at us now.
So what's your next move after this documentary?
Well, I think we're going to move on to animal husbandry, because that's something that I feel relates to cheerleading in many ways.
Yes, and I've heard that not only are you the subject of this documentary, but you also directed it wrote it. I'm not sure how you write a documentary, but came up with the premise. And you know, I'm just so impressed. This is a one-man passionate piece.
Well, when you feel something, when you really are into something like that, the best thing to do is just to go for it full. And just like when I go and have beer with my buddies, or if I go out for some ladies, I just go right for it and I give it my all.
Oh, that's fabulous to hear. So you can check out this Dune documentary, Oliver White's documentary. It's opening in select theaters this Friday. We'll be right back after the break.
One more question for you, Roman. Do the women's, les women's, they like the tallest man, eh?
Yes, they like to sit in my pockets, and I walk down the street with women in my pockets because I am a big man.
There you have it.
How a person could actually live without something as useful as this is beyond me. As a matter of fact, it was so good, so useful, that now my wife and I are now just more together than we have ever been before. Because of its ability to stretch, you will notice that it just gets longer and longer, and just like a relationship, it just gets stronger and can just bend any way you want it to, you know? And the way we used it, you know, we just put it on and it spins, it does everything that you would want.
The great thing about my wife is not that she's beautiful, but it's that she's smart. And what every politician needs is a beautiful and smart wife on his shoulder. And something she said to me was, I like eating cottage cheese in the nude. Now, that is not something I like to usually reveal to the public, but what it tells you is that my wife is both interested in good food and good eating, and she is a passionate woman who stood by my side even when we were down in the polls, and who helped me bring about this victory. So I want to say thank you again. Thank you, everyone. We're going to change this country. We're going to make it great.